Space, Kasha. Let me use exactly the word Mahadeva uses. Akasha is modern Sanskrit word. In original Agama, the word Kasha only is there. There is a possibility in that palm leaf. Sometimes this corner of the palm leaf gets broken. So, anyhow, whatever available, even the palm leaf breaking is his action only. So, what he left it for us to understand, from that, the word Kasha only is there. So, let's use that, that's all. Space, simple understanding, where length, breadth, depth, time, all these are dancing, vibrating. That is the aspect called space. It's a very simple understanding, but now I am going to give you how understanding space is going to have some use for you. See, ultimately our goal is to rest in the highest existence and highest consciousness, what we call as Mahasadashiva. Resting in that state, operating in that space, manifesting the powers of that space. For that understanding space, whatever we need to understand, I am going to give you those understandings. All of you are clear. Actually, if I have to speak on space, 2,000-3,000 verses Mahadeva is giving in various agamas on Kasha, on space. Even this cloth is called Kashaya because only a fellow who is established in that space can wear this cloth. That's why the cloth is called Kashaya. Whoever is constantly in the space of Akasa, only they can wear this cloth, this color. Two, 3,000 verses he explains about the space. I am going to give you some maybe 20 ideas which is useful for you to manifest powers of Sadashiva and to understand the space of Sadashiva. See these simple words: feeling suffocated, irritated, I am not okay with all these simple words. Only by uttering them again and again, you create that feeling. How many of you understand this? Usage of those words avoided, that experience is also avoided. How many of you understand that? So, can you take 2-3 minutes and pen down, listen carefully. Usage of words in your space, becoming experience, few incident. First time when you started using the word depression, various explanation. It is nothing but Shiva, Sadashiva, Mahasadashiva, like that. Depression. Means Shiva becomes Sadashiva and Mahasadashiva. Like that. Depression becomes depression and depression. When you started using these words, cherishing these words and manifesting those experiences in your space. Just for you to understand, listen, please listen. If two objects are stuck, sound is generated. If a thought is stuck on the space, reality is generated. That's all. thought, idea, depression, irritation, simple words. How you teach to these teenager kids, how they pick up between when you guys are fighting, I cannot tolerate this, I can't digest this, hell with it, better to die than living like this. All these words, they pick up while both of you fight. And when they use that word on their space, they generate that as an experience. You yourself have done this crime against you. First time when you did this crime, try to remember and pen down. See, where you could have avoided the word and avoided the experience, that is called freedom. You chose the word and chose the experience. After that, even if you don't choose the word, experience does not leave you. That's called marriage. Bondage. Understand? See, first few times when you use the word, I am irritated, I am agitated, I can't tolerate this, I can't put up with this, better to die than living like this life, hell with you. All these phrases, there is a tons. All these Jerry Springer shows phrases. All these words, listen, when you are using first time and manifesting them as reality, you had a choice not to use them and manifest those experiences and reality. How many of you understand that? So, but after continuous usage, and those experiences produced, when that become your normalcy, that is what, I can't understand this word normalcy. What is common? What is normal? Most abnormal thing is normal. Most stupid things are common. Now, sometimes people question me, why our kids are taught so much of importance for the language is given. Our Balasans are not supposed to even utter the word no, not, all that. Avoid knowing. So much importance is given for their language, because when the language is stuck in the inner space, the reality is generated. Understand the Damaru of Mahadeva dancing in the space of Chidambara generates the cosmos. So the language we use inside is the Damaru of Mahadeva. Whatever is generated here becomes reality. Just remember one or two incidents and write, so you will understand when you started doing this big crime against you, using strong words and generating those ideas and experiences in your inner space stupidly. And same way, even when you use the good words. See, when I go to the temple, such a peace happens to me. Initially, it may not have been that big experience. But the good words repeated, third time when you go to the temple, really you will have that peace. How many of you have experienced this? That's all. Generated good words or generated bad words, when they hit the space, they become real. Whatever makes the word into real is space. Akasa. Kasa. You are an adult. You can choose your words. Don't come and give me a big letter. Oh, still I have some doubts about you. Then die. Who cares? You are an adult. You pick up the word. Is somebody else sitting in your head and picking up the word? Nothing else can be done. Don't try to, ooh, ooh. No. Still I am feeling very negative about spirituality. Then what can be done? You are an adult. You decide which thought current you decide to cherish as your part. I can teach only to adults. My kids may not be adults, but they are matured. Understand, their very connection with me makes them matured. Try to write both experiences so you understand how initially the word you generate in your space manifests reality. Then I will teach you about, make you understand about the space. End of the day, it is not teaching. I am just making you understand the spare parts you have. What I am giving you is owner's manual. I am not giving you any disciplinary. I am just telling you how to ride the bike. You go in 200 miles or 600 miles speed, I don't care. I am okay whether you do a race, a bike race, or you go for a pleasure ride. That is up to you. I am giving you owner's manual. These are the spare parts you have, and these are the effects and side effects you will have. And I want to tell you guys, this Rudraksha holds the space. This Rudraksha, see, just like battery has a capacity to hold the neutron, electron, that proton, that all the electricity activity, Rudraksha has a capacity to hold somebody's space. All the Rudraksha you are wearing is holding Mahadeva's space. It is energized and brought to you. So Mahadeva's space is put in that. Karukkidai Nigandu is done. Then it reaches you. You can, even that word, record that word Karukkidai Nigandu means impregnating with a thought current or experience. It is not even impregnating. The Karukkidai means making you deliver. It's end to end actually. Not just impregnating. Then you may get aborted, who knows? So Karukkidai means successfully making you deliver this thought current as your experience. Karukkidai Nigandu. The word is from Prakrit. I think one of my important contribution is going to be reviving all these sweet words from Agamas and making them all day-to-day used words. Listen. Next, one simple understanding. The space inside you, space in which you are breathing, and the whole space. Listen, 3 words I am uttering. Space inside you, where you are alive, where you feel you are alive. The space you are alive. The space where you are breathing. And the whole space where you are living. Taharakasha means where your life is pulsating. Taharakasha. The realization science, self-realization science is called Taharavidya. Taharakasha, where you are alive inside your body frame. That space. Where you are breathing. This is Nityananda Sabha. This is called Katakasham. The whole is called Mahakasham. The words you reverberate inside decides the quality of your state. The words you generate in your breathing space decides quality of your space and life. The words you generate with the cosmos decides your existence, mantras. The words you generate here, I can't tolerate, I am irritated. You understand the examples? Now you understand why I gave those examples and made you do the homework? Taharakasha. Along with the power manifestation, I am programming this whole thing inside you as a powerful cognition. See, goal is actually you manifesting powerful cognitions only. Power manifestation is to inspire you to manifest powerful cognitions. And it is not that it is something wrong. And Mahadeva, such amazing software developer, his whole system is only to the level of enlightenment you will manifest powers. Because it is from there he is making you manifest. See, in the Yoga Vedanta Sampradaya, towards enlightenment you manifest powers. But here, from the grounding of enlightenment you manifest powers. So the whole software Shaktipada is different. And one more thing you need to know. You need to be very careful about whose breathing space you are breathing and listening to these great ideas. Because Shaktipada happens, understand? You need to know, when you take any help, you grasp, you imbibe the foundation context on which they are sitting, they are standing. All of you are clear? If you go to a guru who says, Siddhis are wrong, they come during enlightenment and they stop your enlightenment, and you heard that, that is hell for you. Because he knows only that science and he is doing Shaktipada with you, only that, and that will be your reality. If you go to a guru who says, hey, it is from established groundedness of Sadashivatva, the powers manifest. Understand? When you become Shiva, Shakti manifests in you. That's all. When you listen to this truth and manifest powers, this is your Shaktipada and this is your reality. So you need to be very clear from where you are getting Shaktipada, from whom you are getting Shaktipada, and is that system authorized by the Shastras? That is too important. Siddhi is stepmother. In Tamil, Siddhi means stepmother. Shakti is mother. Adi Shakti. Understand one more thing. For you to manifest Shakti, you need a strong Shaktipada with a master who has already mastered this science. When there is no master to give the Shaktipada, teaching yoga is the best. You can do it from manual book. Why do you think yoga became very popular? Because you don't need masters. Teachers are enough. But for Shakti to manifest, actually, only if you manifest Shakti after the Shaktipada, it is called Shaktipada. Otherwise, it is Verum Pada. Not Shaktipada. Only if you manifest Shakti after the Shaktipada, it is Shaktipada. Otherwise, it is what? Pada, that's all. These three words. Taharakasha, Chidakasha, or Katakasha, or Mahakasha. This has two words, Chitakasha and Katakasha, both. Why I am using both words, If you don't manifest what you want as a reality in your space, it is called Katakasha. If you manifest your life as you want, it is called Chitakasha. The state, space where you live. The state. Space where you operate. As of now, all of you are operating in this Nityananda Sabha. Am I right? So this is called Katakasha. If you don't manifest what you want as reality. But if you manifest what you want as reality in your breathing space, it's called Chidakasha. Conscious space. Katakasha means mud space. Katam is a mud pot. The space inside the mud pot has no use. The mud pot has any use of the space inside the... No, you are saying Katam. No, Katam is used for us, not for mud pot. For mud pot, it is a beating. Kalyana Anaprandhariyam. No, he is trying to show, no, there is a use, Gatam. Gatam music is used for whom? For us who generates, not for the Gatam. In your space, listen, your state is Taharakasha, where you exist. Tahara Vidya. Tahara Vidya means the knowledge of enlightenment science. Now whatever I am talking to you, all these can be classified as Tahara Vidya. Precisely if I have to translate that word, grounded in existence. Tahara. Grounding you in your soul, Atman, enlightenment, is called Tahara Vidya. Where you are grounded is called Taharakasha, the space of your life, alive. Your state. The words you generate there and hit you decides the state you are in. Feeling experienced, expanded, joyful, or suffocation, all is within this. How many of you are understanding? Having the whole world open for you and feeling imprisoned can be there. Sitting on one small cave, feeling enlightened can be there. Because it is on Tahara. There are many great sadhus lived in a small cave of remote Himalayas, lived such an ecstatic, glorious space. And there are many people who are flying whole day and night in the space, but feeling imprisoned inside. How many of you are understanding what I am saying? I tell you, if this science can be taught in schools, the whole quality of the humanity will become different. The words you utter, actually, what we should do, that fork is there, what is the name? Spoon. Can you guys get one? We have the tuning fork. It should be given to everyone. Just 24 hours you should experiment. Every time you utter a bad word inside you, you should hit that and feel. I have damaged my state. Now for you to remember, just 24 hours is enough. So much awakening will happen to you. How many times you are damaging you? Understand? After a few days, you logically start substantiating this self-sabotage pattern. What is there? That is the way it is. All right, I stop self-sabotaging as if my life is going to become better or what. See, my business is failing. My life is ruining. All right, now I will stop doing all these self-sabotage patterns. So it's going to become better. It means what? You yourself have come to the conclusion that you are doing is okay. How many of you understand with what I said? So, okay, a lot of drainage water is coming into your home because of flood, then why not drink it? Let's drink. No, that's what you are coming to conclusion, am I right? So you are saying, okay, I am not drinking it. Is it stopping coming here or what? I am not saying it's coming or stopping coming and all that. But this is not the way to go about. Understand, even if it is not immediate pleasant, do only right. Kathopanishad says, right, not pleasant. Even if it is not immediate pleasant, do right, not pleasant. The words you utter, that creates the space you operate. That makes your breathing space as Katakasha or Chitakasha. Chitakasha means consciously generated space, means if you are uttering all the words consciously, tuning to your life's goal, you create Chidakasha. If you are uttering why without knowing why you are uttering, or because of compulsions, and manifest default reality by fault, that is called Katakasha. Listen, default reality is Katakasha, conscious reality is Chitakasha. These three words, Taharakasha, Katakasha and Chitakasha, and Mahakasha. Mahakasha is whatever exists, that you don't know anything. You don't know ABCD of Mahakasha. Please understand, just because you have seen some movies, some chakabuk, no. We do not know anything about Mahakasha. It's only a word you need to be introduced. That's all. Whatever is Mahakasha. That's all. See, one more thing you need to know. One good thing about Akasha is it can never get corrupted. It can be easily programmed. Like electricity cannot be corrupted. It may be helping you for last 100 years, but it will not bother to kill you in 1 second if you do something wrong. Same way it may be killing so many people in so many places if something wrong is done. It will not bother to help you if you do it proper circuit. No qualities acquired, no favoritism, and no corruption. That's the quality of space. No favoritism, no quality acquired. It is all about what you want to do from now. That decides the whole programming of the space. That's all. The next few understandings about cosmology. Actually, now it's not even understanding, it's bomb. Mahadeva says you don't have a soul till you get enlightened. Now, this is the most funny thing. He says, till you are solidified with the consciousness manifesting, you are only the accident of play of Katakasha and body-mind. Not Taharakasha. Listen carefully. I'll explain. See, only when you are initiated, you use your will. With that will, you manifest something consciously in your space. Only then soul enters into your system. Till then, soul means the jiva is not operative in your system. Your body is alive and functioning because of the Vatavarana, not because of the individual soul. He calls it Pratyagatma Chaitanya Jagratam. I'll be using this word many times in the satsang also. Individual conscious will awakening and declaring its existence. If you know, yes, I exist and I have this as a problem, this as an inspiration. Even if you have a problem, it's okay. But your individual will should perceive the problem, only then it will start cracking the code. Listen. That is why Agama says, only when you are initiated, life enters into you. In Vedic tradition, we have something called Dvija, reborn. by birth. Only the Katakasha keeps you alive, not Taharakasha. Taharakasha is infused into you by the person who is operating from Mahakasha through Chitakasha. Too many words. Come on, I'll repeat. The individual soul in you is breathed by the person who is breathing the cosmos into you through his breathing space. That's a translation. Till then, your perception of existence is because of the ambience of the Katakasha, like in your mother's womb, even though you kick, hit, move, do everything, you cannot be called as individual soul. By its Vatavarana, it appears as if you are alive. So, it is only substandard of consciousness. I should not even use the word consciousness. Substandard existence. How many of you are getting? Understand, the Katakashic existence is called accidental existence. You need to use your will persistence ferociously. You need to break the laws of Katakasha, that is called tapas. Breaking the chains of your Vatavarana by will persistence is called tapas. More tapas, more alive you will feel. That is why in Hindu tradition, if somebody wants to become a king, he will not enter into politics. He will retire to forest and start meditating for 12 years. When he becomes alive and walks into the city, the elephant comes and puts the garland and carries him and puts him on the throne of the king. Whether conquering infrastructure or internal structure, breaking Katakasha by your will is the only thing any human being need to do in the life. Katakasha is the accidental ambience you are breathing, which gives the illusion or delusion you are alive. Your existence is given a delusory idea that you are alive. Because you are breathing, you are made to believe you are alive. Like ups and downs of the wave gives the feeling as if the ocean is alive in that area. Even though there is no independent individual energy exists, you have soul only when you manifest powers. Now that is what is the conclusion. And do you know funny thing? People who are not initiated or not manifesting powers, he classifies them as Panjama, and murdering of those people is not punishable crime. Sorry for... No, I am not saying we should take this literally, but I am saying the importance he gives for power manifestation and awakening the Pratyekatma Chaitanya Jagratam. You should read in this way, not in this way. You should read the importance Mahadeva gives for power manifestation. You should not read in this way, saying, oh, he doesn't have a respect for life. Now let's come to the point, what is will persistence and what is will? Listen. Will is not astra, it is shastra. I'll explain these two concepts. Astra means a weapon loaded, pre-planned, pre-programmed, and operated. Shastra means power is generated and immediately released is shastra. Will cannot be programmed earlier and kept and used. No. Now you generate and you release. The good news is, does not need training. Will. To manifest will persistence and will, you need not be trained for 12 years. Person who has tried to have will for 22 years and who is beginning today, both will have the same will. Because will is the weapon from the space which cannot be programmed. Listen carefully. Subtler and subtler you go, they can only be less baggaged, programmed. When you are going in bullock cart, you can carry the whole city. When you go in bus, you will have to reduce. When you go in train, you have to reduce more. When you are going in the flight, it has to be reduced a lot more. If it is jet, you can only carry pills. The subtler and subtler you go, baggage, the past patterns, compilations, judgments, concepts are not allowed. In the length dimension, your whole past is required, only then you can move towards future. You need to know about your past history, only then you will have the confidence about building your future. That is why British destroyed our history first. So we will lose confidence. Destroying history is not a small thing, it's a strategy. Destroy it so he doesn't know his possibilities. Just before extinction, I have come, so don't worry, it cannot be destroyed. 79 would have been too late. It cannot be destroyed now. I am grounded. We have grounded enough now. The important lesson you need to know, understanding you need to know with all this is, for consciousness to manifest in the form of will and power manifestation to happen, you do not need pre-training. Astra is different, Shastra is different. Astra means you meditate on Nagadevata, goddess of snake, and get the boon from that Nagadevata and keep Nagastra and put it in the bow and send it. That is Astra, Nagastra, where pre-process is done and loaded. Shastra means you just pick up something, use only your will and send it. Understand, Mahadeva very clearly says, state, space, manifestation, all the three does not need pre-training because it is fundamentally based on the space. Will power, will persistence is enough. Means you deciding now, from now what I want to do only matters. Till now what I have done does not matter. Womanizer, Arunagiri Nadar, not Arunagiri Yogeshwarar, Arunagiri Nadar, who lived in Tiruvannamalai, he gets Kailasa Padavi. He gets to go to Kailash and come back with a Parijata flower. But a fellow who was in the Parijata flower garden, Sundarar, just because he saw the Rudraganyas in a little flirting way, he has been sent down. Understand these two stories. A womanizer goes to Parijata garden and brings Parijata flower. The fellow who is in that garden serving Mahadeva whole day and night, who was supposed to have been such an intimate assistant, who brought even Alahala to Mahadeva, just a flirting look, he has been sent back to Buloka. So fundamentally, Mahadeva asked Sundara, what do you want from now? Forget about what happened. This moment and now, what do you want? You want to enjoy them, then go and finish and come back. For Arunagirinathar, forget about what has happened. Now what do you want? I want Kailas Padavi. Come on, have it. Understand, past, the good news I have for you. Past is irrelevant when you are working with the space, Akasha. Present is too relevant when you are working with Akasha. Clear? You have been 20 years devotee, 25 years devotee, or born and brought up along with me, does not matter. Or yesterday only you entered the program, does not matter at all. From this moment, what do you want to do matters. Now do you want to manifest power and cognize what I am sharing with you, not believe. Because I am not talking some stupidity you need to believe. I am talking science. You don't need to believe, come on. Cognize it. Belief is a prerequisite if some stupidity is going to be dumped on your head. Here I am sitting and analyzing the science of life, science of existence. Taharakasha means your soul is infused into you in the form of Shaktipada as a will. Will means experience, I exist larger than what I was feeling as me till before the initiation. How many of you are catching what I am saying? How many of you feel, listen carefully, after the initiation and power manifestation, even the way you feel you is much larger. That only manifests into Katakasha and makes it into Chidakasha. If you don't manifest power, your Nityananda Sabha is Katakasha. If you manifest power, your Nityananda Sabha is Chidakasha. Understand? Whether this is Ponnambalam or part, Kata or Chita is up to you. In part, what you can do? Only. In Ponnambalam only you can dance. In Chitakasha only you can dance. Signs of initiation. Diksha. This word Diksha need to be understood. The word initiation is too superficial for Diksha. If I have to translate exactly the word Diksha into English, breathing life, infusing life, the frequency of your will existence raised to the level of frequency of will persistence to become the realization of will, reality, realization. Understand? Tahara Akasha breathed, Guru breathes life into Tahara Akasha. With that you start that will persistence. With the will persistence you start manifesting. Not only powers, even the life as you want. Kata Akasha becomes Chita Akasha. Understand? In Kata Akasha, Kauravas are cooked. In Chita Akasha, Pandavas are cooked. See how Pandavas are born? Kundi calls gods and goddesses. Out of will, they are generated. Chidakasha. How Kauravas are cooked? Kept in the pot. From Kata Akasha, Kauravas manifest. From Chida Akasha, Pandavas manifest. 5, but conscious. 101, but unconscious. It's not 100, 101 actually. One daughter and 100 sons. I don't know how many of you know Pandavas also have one sister, but before born she's died. She's dead. She was dead then. The Madhuri, Pandu had a curse that if you have a physical relationship with anybody, you will die, and he was not able to control himself, has a physical relationship with the second wife. That Nahula and Sahadeva's mother. That night, see the power of Pandu was such, because for quite a long time he was celibate. Within 24 hours the child has happened. But before the delivery, she also entered into Sati and left the body. So, died before birth. But one sister. Karna was never called Pandava because before the marriage of Pandu he was born. So, he was only called Kaundeya. Kundi's son, not Pandava's. Biomemory from Pandu, muscle memory from Kundi, bioenergy from those gods. That's the way they were born. With Karna, bioenergy and biomemory both Surya gave. That is why even the body had Kavacha, Vajra. Unless you understand Agama, you cannot understand Puranas of Hinduism. You need to know the Agama as a context to know the Puranas of Hinduism. Conclusion of these truths I am sharing with you, you do not need pre-training for power manifestation. Now if you decide, Swamiji says, life is continuous rhythm, rhythmic continuum. I have option either to cognize with my own capacity. I have one more option till I cognize, because he cognized and he will do only good to me. I am deciding to vote for him and cognize this. With this strength, let me start acting out what I am supposed to act out from this cognition. Is initiation. How many of you are getting? That is what is Shaktipada. See, life is rhythmic continuum. You can realize only if you die 3 times and see. Before death, keep the accounts in your muscle memory, die, and after coming out, pull it out and check whether all the house, number of houses, wives, cars, properties handed over to you. And after 3 times checking only, I think bank is working properly, okay. Do you want to do that? I think this guy is saying he has seen many times. He must be telling only good for me. Let me try it out, putting my understanding as his understanding. Let me cognize and see. Like how in the maths teachers they say, let's keep x equal to y for the sake of solving this problem. Once you solve the problem, then it becomes yours. See, once you keep this cognition as a proposal and manifest the powers, after that, you don't need to die and see. This cognition is yours now. Because it has worked for you. How many of you are understanding? See, till you manifest the power only, this is the proposal. Will you become me? Understand? Once you manifested the power based on that cognition, then what happens? Then it is yours. Then it is your realization. Yeah, Acharya should have the capacity to convince the disciple to keep this as a proposal till the manifestation happens. That is the qualification of an Acharya. Acharya needs a different frequency. He has to be so strongly manifesting. See, when I am proposing, saying, hey, till you manifest powers, keep this life is rhythmic continuum. I should be able to command your inner space and should have proved at least in few people a good track record. How many of you are understanding what I am saying? Otherwise, why will you say, life is continuous rhythm, who cares, go. An Acharya who occupies the seat of Sarvanyapita has to be strong enough by his own authority. When he proposes, disciples should be able to hold it and try it out. Because till it manifests in you, I am responsible. See, this life is continuous rhythm. Once you manifest the powers associated with that understanding, that powerful cognitions, then your self-doubt, all that doesn't matter. Your being cognizes, hey, this is the truth. Your being just grasps. Your logic do not know, but your being acts it out is what is falling in love. You will fall in love with these higher cognitions. Nothing can be done. You just know this is the way you are going to be. You will not bother about anything else. How many of you are catching what I am saying? That falling in love with higher cognitions. An Acharya should be authoritative enough, authentic enough to present this proposal and make the ball roll. Because now you are going to get into the virtuous circle. One higher cognition, one power manifestation, then because of that more trust on the more higher cognition, and more trust means more power manifestation. That's virtuous circle. Otherwise vicious circle. No faith, no higher cognition. Faith is too small word. No higher cognition, no power manifestation, only powerlessness manifestation, and more depression, and more lower cognition, and more depression. Somebody has to stop the snowballing effect and push it out that side. From Taittiriya-Redas, somebody has to push it and send it to us Urtva-Redas. That is exactly I do during the initiations. Stopping this Taittiriya-Redas idea and pushing it out as Urtva-Redas. Listen. With this cognition I am giving, life is rhythmic continuum. First thing, powerful cognition. Fear of death is not there. Second, responsibility. I have to come to completion with this wife, otherwise she is going to come back. No, with any situation, not wife or boss, completion is the only freedom. Till then, it is going to be continuum. Freedom and responsibility both. You do not need earlier training. Decide now. Life is a continuous rhythm. Then, what all is the effect and side effect of the way I cognize me and my fears, my desires, my understanding, my goal, my vision, my mission, my existence? I think that is where fear comes. Oh, too many things are at stake. This is what is washing your brain, not brainwashing. Understand? This is not brainwashing. Washing all the dirt we collected. Washing all the blind spots. Just with this one understanding, life is continuous rhythm. You can become enlightened and manifest all the powers. That puts so much of trust on life. All your insecurities are humbug. All your possessiveness is humbug. Understand? Own but don't possess. Owning means taking responsibility to include everyone and share. Possessing means owning it to exclude everyone else. The whole Indian village economy will be all about owning, not possessing. If your friends, family or brothers have money, you have a right to go and ask, hey, you have na, give, I have a problem. There is no such thing as, hey, it is yours. If you have, come on. Because our mental structure was all about owning, not possessing. Your idea about possession, your idea about people, your idea about wealth, your idea about your mission, your idea about your existence, all will go through a huge acid wash. If you just relax with this one cognition, life is continuous rhythm. How many of you already are feeling the effect and side effect of this one truth in you? Few minutes. Can you pen down whatever you want? You pen down about this truth. If this becomes your experience, what all will be the first changes you will find in your life? See, after power manifestation, it is going to make your experience, not now. But suddenly you manifest powers really. And this becomes your realization. What all the immediate effect going to happen in your day-to-day life and in your day-to-day thinking? Few minutes. What all you may want to do, or what is the changes you think will happen if you experience life is continuous rhythm. I tell you, this will give you such a tremendous grounded healing. You will make wealth like a ghost and you will live peacefully like a saint. Your asa gets converted into pasa and collapsing your whole life. The desire becomes blind spot because you don't add awareness to it. If you have tremendous healing, trust on life, desire becomes Icha Shakti. Icha becomes Icha Shakti. I tell you, Icha is not wrong. Making blind spots out of ichcha is wrong. Life is rhythmic continuum. If you avoid this boss in this life, it's not that you are going to be liberated. You will project the same boss in your life continuously till you come to completion with the pattern why you are projecting the same type of people in your life. Karma sabalyam is janma sabalyam. Not changing place, person, situation. No. Karma sabalyam is janma sabalyam. Means completion of the karma is completion of janma. But always what we think, somehow if I escape from this boss, I am saved. If I escape from this person, I am saved. If I escape from this situation, I am saved. Sometimes we say, okay, I need to escape from karma, but let me first escape from the situation, then I will plan. Listen, if you decide to change the karma and want to escape from the immediate problem, God will support you completely. Any man who decides for completion, the whole cosmos supports him. Cosmos is not interested in taking revenge on you. It is interested in rejuvenating you. Listen to this important truth. Let me solve my karma pattern, but immediately I want to get rid of this few mess up. How many of you have that kind of a thought current and request? Raise your hand. Pen down that. Because I'll invoke enough energy that you are immediately rid of that messes as miraculously. With the commitment, you are going to get rid of the karma pattern once for all. The moment you want to transform, I have authority to use all my powers to empower you. Because all these powers are to transform you. Yesterday I made the statement, life is continuous rhythm. How that and space is connected. Listen. There is a part of you again and again forgets you are going to die. Gives confidence to you as if you are going to exist forever. How many of you understand that? Again, there is a part of you which always puts you in fear of non-existence, that one day everything is going to go away, what will happen to you? How many of you understand that? Both of you are getting, all of you are getting it? One group of people always scream, oh, people are forgetting they are going to die, that is why they are doing all nonsense. No. People are forgetting they are going to be there forever, that is why they are doing nonsense. Listen carefully. If you remember you are going to die and all the decisions you take, it is called dharma. If you remember you are going to be there forever and all the decisions you take, that is called moksha. Definition of dharma and moksha. Dharma mental setup and moksha mental setup. Listen, all moral teachers need to remind you you are going to die. All moksha teachers need to remind you you are never going to die. All moral teachers will torture you saying you are going to die, don't do this, don't do that. All liberation gurus need to teach you, you are never going to die, you are never going to die, you are never going to die. How many of you are getting this dharma thought current and moksha thought current? When you think you are going to die, the decisions you take is morality, dharma. When you understand you are never going to die, the decisions you take, the space you enjoy is moksha. Moksha thought current. All moksha thought current leads good to you and to others. I am not blaming dharma thought current, but that is not ultimate. When you don't have moksha thought current, eat dharma thought current. When you don't have idli and chutney, eat the burger and die. When you have idli and tamarind rice, why will you eat burger? When you can enjoy nice sugar cane juice, all these, why will you go for burning alcohol, which literally burns your system? Mahadeva defines dharma thought current. Mrityu smarana, remembrance that you are going to die. Whatever actions, decisions, feelings invoked in you develops dharma, and remembrance you are never going to die. Whatever powerfulness is invoked in you, that evolves as moksha. Your inner space should be hit with the idea life is continuous rhythm. Understand? Hit your takara kasha with understanding life is continuous rhythm, powers will start manifesting. See, I tell you, all your thoughts either manifest powerlessness or power. It cannot just be dead. No. It cannot be your retired mother-in-law. Mother-in-law, even retired, cannot keep quiet. Indian mother-in-laws especially. I am seeing many people are looking this side and that side. I think if your mother-in-law is here, you are confirming. Indian mother-in-law cannot keep quiet even after retirement. Any thought invoked or provoked in you cannot keep quiet. It has to generate powerfulness or powerlessness. Hitting your inner space powerfully with the sacred truth, life is continuous rhythm. Akanda means unbroken. Kanda means broken. Akanda means unbroken. You may think, how can power manifest if I just think life is continuous rhythm? It will manifest because I am telling you to do that. Because you never understood power of your will. You always have been clouded. Next understanding, listen. Even if it is dharma also, if the decision comes from the powerless cognition, it should be given up. Listen carefully. Even if it is dharma also, if the decision comes from powerless cognition, it should be given up when you have met the moksha guru, not till then. Only after you hear these words directly, sarvadharman parityajya mamyegam sharanam vraja aham tva sarva babebhyo moksha ikshyami masuchaha. Understand, here Krishna gives the assurance, I will liberate you from everything. You drop whatever you know as dharma and surrender and do. When you hear this, only then you can give up dharma, not till then. When you hear, you have to give up dharma, not after that. Now I am going to make you understand Why dharma is good but not enough? Because even though it is good for many people around you, not good for you because it stems out of powerlessness and makes the powerlessness more and more stronger. How many of you can catch immediately 2-3 things at least in your life to match with what I am saying? Pen down. Your powerlessness decisions, but useful for others, which continues to keep you powerless, and others now have a vested interest to keep you powerless. That is when sometimes dharma becomes bondage. How many of you are understanding that stark difference between dharma thought current and moksha thought current? Life is continuous rhythm. Means you are not going to die, moksha. You are going to die, remember, dharma. Do not measure dharma or moksha based on its effect on others. Measure based on its effects of that on you. Its effect on you. When you declare life is continuous rhythm, fundamentally what happens, suddenly your gear is shifted to consciousness. If you are a body, life cannot be continuous rhythm. If life is continuous rhythm, then who you are? Consciousness. That is when it hits your inner space and makes you manifest powers and powerful cognitions. Understand, when you are generating a will, if you remember your consciousness, that will becomes reality. Mama sangalpam Shiva sangalpamastu. Let my will become Sadashiva's will. When it will become? If you are consciousness. You may think all this can happen just by thinking. Life is continuous rhythm, shifts your existence from body, mind to consciousness. So from that moment, before any clouding starts in you, the will you generate starts manifesting powers. How many of you are catching what I am saying? See, if again cloud comes and you remember your body, your mind, and your husband, your wife, your man, you are this, you are that, then all mama sangalpam, kada sangalpam astu. That's all. That fleeting second, few split seconds, where the gear is shifted to consciousness, where you don't remember about how beautiful you are, the makeup you are supposed to put to make you more beautiful, and how rich you are, and the money you are supposed to add more to your bank to make you more rich, where you don't remember all this taritriyata. Daritriya means nothing. See, listen, the word means not enough concept. The idea of not enough, that's all. Taridra means the idea of not enough, that's all, nothing else. It is the idea of not enough pulls you out of your conscious space. You cannot do anything directly about that. Forget about it. But from conscious gear, when you declare some will persistence and manifest powers, your inner space starts enjoying and romancing with that idea, your consciousness. See, my only job is I need to create a cherished romance inside you about your conscious existence or conscious part of you. That's all is my job. Are you all getting? See, you have a lot of cherished romance about you existing as your body, you existing as your mind. I need to generate and make you cherish the romance of you existing as consciousness. This whole power manifestation drama is that's all, nothing else. Generating romance and letting you cherish with the idea you are consciousness, you are Mahadeva, you are Sadashiva. When I say conscious, you can use the word superconscious and supro-superconscious or whatever. Maha superconscious, okay, that's all okay. How many of you are getting what I am saying? I tell you, with this understanding, you don't even need others' third eyes to see what is happening in New York. You can directly see your consciousness, all-pervading space. Why New York? Start seeing what is happening in the moon and the sun. Start seeing what is happening in the Jupiter. Sunny Perchi, you go to Sunny and talk to him and come back. How many are feeling this? Life is continuous rhythm, is a very powerful way of ironing out your whole inner space. From the various angles, I am trying to iron it out. Mahadeva, the way he defines itself, he provokes you to manifest him. He is not talking to you in the language where after that you can just tie the book and put it under your pillow or above that paran in English? Huh? Loft. You can put the book in the loft and sleep well. He charges you up so much. You just have to manifest him. You just have to manifest him. It has to become reality. Shiva means reality. I'll tell you exactly when Agama was revealed. I'll tell you. All the Vedas, in his formlessness, he breathed all the Vedas and handed over the Vedas to Brahma, telling him, come on, create the whole creation and let things happen. Brahma did a beautiful job. He created. And then the whole Manu did an amazing job based on the Vedic knowledge, wrote a practical dictum, a constitution, kind of a social structure laws. Everything was going very well. Then Manu's Smriti, Daksha developed. Manu's daughter's husband is Daksha Prajapati. He developed a next level of very precise theories, like a currency, the whole concept of exchange, all that started by Daksha Smriti only. It's not from Manu Smriti. From Daksha Smriti only, the exchange items, all that thing starts. Everything was going smooth. Then Vishnu and Brahma, they request Mahadeva, Sadashiva, to assume a body and assist them in the physical plane. Then Sadashiva assumes the body. That is when the Sati falls in love, when he was there in the Himalayas. And they elope and get married and all this whole mess that Daksha Prajapati opposes. And then finally Sati gives up the body. This whole mess has happened. Then Mahadeva withdraws Adi-Shakti into himself. He sits as Sadashiva and Adi-Shakti together. That is what is Dakshinamurti form. That is why in all Rajeshwari temples there will not be Shiva. In all Dakshinamurti temples there will not be Devi. Because in Dakshinamurti form he is both. In Rajeshwari form he is both. When the male component is sucked into the female component, he is Rajeshwari. When the female component is sucked into the male component, he is Dakshinamurti. in no Dakshinamurti temple there will be Devi. So he sits as Dakshinamurti. Sapta Rishis come to Mahadeva with a complaint. Now how can we follow something written by a person who is not respected, who has not respected you? See, Daksha evolves the Smriti. So all the Saptarishis say, we neither want Daksha's Smriti nor wants Manu's Smriti. You yourself give practical applied technology also from your own mouth. That is why the pure science Veda, he himself gives applied technology Agama. Otherwise, earlier the applied technology was given by Manu only. Manu and Daksha Prajapati only evolved the social system based on the original Vedas. Because of this situation, Mahadeva teaches to Saptarishis in Dadhiji's ashram. That is where the Agama gets revealed to Saptarishis. He himself gives applied technology. From that time, the Smarta, Smriti Sampradaya and Saiva goes on fighting with each other. The Smarta Saiva problem starts from that time. Means Yoga Vedanta and Vedagama. Started from there, till now it is continuing. Even though always Shaivism means end of the day, it is continuing. See, all of you know this tuning fork. One, if you just beat one and keep it near, other one also will start vibrating. And literally, like tuning fork hitting the space, hit your inner space with the thought current, life is continuous rhythm. And I tell you, just like how vibrating fork, if you bring this near, this also starts vibrating. I am a vibrating being, consciousness. When you come near, your space also starts vibrating with that very frequency. And I can comfortably vibrate all of you. Few minutes. Let's vibrate our brain with this one truth. Please understand. Most of your space is not here, it is here. Because 99% of you live in length. Shall we vibrate us few minutes with this truth? Life is continuous rhythm. Life is continuous rhythm. Actually, the description of this only is Nainam Chindanti Shastrani Nainam Takati Pavaka, all that you read. With this description, with this understanding, I am going to make it as experience. Akanda Paripuranam, the continuous rhythm.